Alright, hello. So let's take a look at a problem like this one. This one is about our class design, as in how we're going to approach a problem using object-oriented programming. Okay, so let's go and get started. So object-oriented programming involves the use of classes and variables to represent are collections of objects and to represent collections of data and methods. So in this instance, we say a car dealership needs a program to store information about the cars for sale. For each car, they want to keep track of the following information. The number of doors, let's see if I can't see that. The number of doors, 2 or 4, whether the car has air conditioning, and its average number of miles per gallon. Which of the following is the best object-oriented program design? So we have 5 options here. The first one says we have one class, car, and has 3 instance variables. The num doors will represent that as number sign D. One for has air will just represent that with AC, and another one with miles per gallon, which will represent with MPG. So that's what the first one says, and that right there seems pretty decent, you might be saying. And I want you to go ahead and use that sort of thinking on this, because the real thing that we're doing here is how easy is this to collect into one set area. So we'll go ahead and section that off, and that's our first drawing. Okay, the second one is we use 4 unrelated classes: a car, doors, AC, and miles per gallon. Alright, now, what would you say is the relationship among these things? It's kind of hard to determine, really. If I were to ask you what the relationship among car, number of doors, AC, and miles per gallon was over here, well, hopefully you can tell me real quick. A car is composed of a certain number of doors, whether or not it has air conditioning, and its miles per gallon. You'd be able to tell me that that is the stuff that is inside a car. So this is a tricky one because this is I guess you just say a bad one. This is bad design, because if we're using 4 unrelated classes, car, doors, air conditioning, miles per gallon, that doesn't really help us in any way. We didn't really learn anything about how car works by looking at this, and they're unrelated. We're supposed to have them tied together, where each car has these things. So that's definitely not the right answer. So you can just cross that one out right away. Yeah, I'll just cross out the B there. Okay, next we use a class car. Okay, that's a little better. And it has 3 child classes: doors, air conditioning, and miles per gallon. So that looks a little better. In fact, it looks almost exactly the same as that one. The difference, however, is that in this case, a subclass does not mean it's part of. Alright, car can't access doors. That's not a thing. When we have this one where it is extended by these things, meaning each of these inherit it, that means we are looking to create an object of doors, and it's going to have access to everything that car has, which doesn't make a lot of sense. You're understanding, hopefully, that this means doors extends car, and logically speaking, not really. A door is not a car. That doesn't add up. It might look kind of like this one, but this is where a car is made of doors, AC, and miles per gallon. This is where a car is used to make doors, AC, and miles per gallon, and that makes no sense at all. So it's definitely not that one either. Okay, I'm going to clear this stuff out so we have room. Okay. So let's see. Next one. We're going to have a class car with subclass doors with subclass air conditioning. And you know what? This is just getting worse and worse. I mean, look at this. What is this supposed to be? Is it that we're using car to make a door, which is then used to make an air conditioning unit to make a miles per gallon? What is that even about? Like, that makes no sense at all. We can know for certain that we are not going to select C. Like, that's just silly. I mean, D. Well, we weren't selecting C either, but yeah. Okay, lastly, we have this one. Use 3 classes. Doors, AC, and miles per gallon. Each with a subclass car. So I'm going to go ahead and read this one out. Because, in a way, it's actually slightly more sensible. For instance, you have a doors class, and those doors are they're extended to make a car. Well, that's actually kind of correct. You do use doors to make a car. And there's also, whether or not it has gasoline, air conditioning, that's to make a car. And the miles per gallon, that also helps make up our car. The issue is, these are separate cars. These are separate classes. These 3 have no relationship among each other. This one, these are different car classes. So in the end, we still haven't gotten an easy way of storing the parts of a car in one place, except for with A. A is the only one that has done a good job of collecting everything in one place and having it all accessible with instance variables, which hopefully you're remembering should be private instance variables. And so really, questions like this are mostly just on your common sense. You know, you're thinking about it, what is the least complex way to actually work with this car class? Well, the best way, of course, is to make a car that has various things inside of it that are necessary. Okay, and that's about all that's really needed for this problem. The answer was A.